breaking into parks and recreation centers just to figure it out, breaking into Byron Leftwich's neighbor's houses just to figure out what this system looks like. And in the beginning, by Tom Brady standards, it was a little bit of a struggle. It was a little bit of a roller coaster ride. I remind people in the first 12 games, they were 7-5. I remind people in the first 12 games, he was 28-11. But the last 8 games, sucker didn't lose a game. Last 8 games, 22-4 touchdown interception ratio, improved by 15 in terms of passer rating. Tom Brady started to feel himself. Tom Brady started to figure out this system. So Tom Brady, who I like to call Mr. Maximizer. Like, no matter what you give him, he's going to get the most out of it. Like a MacGyver. Like, give me anything, and I'm going to make something of that. Tom Brady is the water when your lotion is running dry, running at the end. And I've seen you before. You ever do that? And you know what I'm saying? You hit that pump, you're like, man, there's still a little in there. Then you turn it over and you say, I'll be back in an hour.
You put water and lotion though?
Hell yeah, I got to get the last of that. I ain't grow up with a swimming pool like you in the backyard, brother. Had to get all that lotion. What you talking? You over there giggling, okay. You know who Tom Brady is? He's the dude that just goes into a situation and you almost want to sleep on him. And you're like, I don't see the wow factor. I don't see what you really bring, because much of what he brings is intangibles, attributes mentally that's going to all of a sudden take effect to everyone around him. So most people saw Tom Brady and realized he's a winner. We know that. But then they started to say he's going to decline in this moment. Oh, we don't know that. Tom Brady, since turning 40 years old, dog, listen to this. This is crazy. He has 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl titles, 1 MVP award, and 2 Pro Bowls. Since 40. So what this means to the rest of the league is that they still have Mr. Maximizer as their starting quarterback going forward. Other teams beware, because no one out there in the league, including Patrick Mahomes, can do more with less. And in this situation, Tom Brady actually has more.
I feel that. This deal means that the Buccaneers are in the driver's seat to win another Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I'm going to break it down in a manner, Sal, in which I feel like everybody can understand. At some point in time, more than likely, you've been on a race with your homeboys or your homegirls to a destination. Whether for fun or not, y'all get into a car, leaving a spot, and you say, hey, last one there, X, Y, or Z. At some point in time, not necessarily a street race, but yeah, you've been in this kind of race before. And I've been in this situation when there's a problem, Selling. The problem is when I've made this bet, hey, I bet you I'll beat you to this destination. I get into my car, Selling, I realize I don't have gas.
The Bentley broke down.
Problem.
Okay.
And so what do I got to do? We both in a rush to this destination, but I got to make a pit stop. I got to make a pit stop and go get gas and then get there.
Like real
Meanwhile, you, whoever I'm in competition with, can just go straight to the destination. Why do I bring up this example? Because this reason. Tom Brady doesn't have to make pit stops anymore for money. His destination is just to win a Super Bowl ring. Other quarterbacks have to make pit stops because they still got to get theirs. Dak Prescott had to make a pit stop. Deshaun Watson still got to make a pit stop. Patrick Mahomes had to make a pit stop. Russell Wilson is still making a pit stop. I'm not a guaranteed money. Pit stop. Dak Prescott, you know what? It's time for me to cash in. Pit stop. Deshaun Watson, I need life-changing money. Pit stop. Patrick Mahomes, I need generational life-changing money too. I earned it. Pit stop. Tom Brady's like, oh, I don't have to make pit stops anymore.
I like this.
Between Giselle and I, Giselle, my wife's net worth, $400 million. Damn. The money I've acquired over the course of time, excess of hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't have to make a pit stop. So we're all in this race to hoisting a Lombardi. But y'all got to go stop, not for gas. Y'all got to go stop for bread. I don't have to stop no more. I can just go there. Rest of the NFL is on notice. Tom Brady is playing chess. Everybody else out here playing checkers. Tom Brady's calculating moves. On the same day in which we saw the Chiefs have to cut both of their starting tackles that started last season, Eric Fisher and Mitch Schwartz, because of Mono with the Bucs. But that does not mean it will be his last. He's on a 4-year extension that will reportedly be voided into a 1-year deal. This move will save the Buccaneers $19 million against the salary cap and keep the GOAT Tom Brady in Tampa through the 2022 season, when he'll be 45 years old. Yeah, what does this new deal mean for the rest of the league?
Problems. Just being simple with this.
Talk about it.
Oh, man. Problems in terms of what the Tampa Bay Bucs can do based on the newfound expectations, mindset, and culture that Tom Brady helped cultivate for this franchise. Think about it. Tom Brady also had to hit the ground running, just like we were talking last block.
Tom Brady's restructuring a deal to find more money to keep the same team that already dismantled the best team over the last 2 years. This deal means trouble because Tom Brady ain't got to make no more pit stops. He headed to the destination of hoisting the Lombardi, and he ain't got to stop nowhere.
Man, I love that. But I will warn you this.
Talk to me.
If you make that pit stop for some bread, gas station bread, I don't know about that. I don't trust it. You sound like you were really all in on that gas station bread. Here's the thing about this. Good example right there. Tom Brady runs a different type of calculus than any other team, any other quarterback runs in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
With Tom Brady, 2 + 2 = 5. Where even Patrick Mahomes couldn't make that happen. And Patrick Mahomes may have to repeat trigonometry in terms of how their offensive philosophy is and all these weapons, and we're just going to go out there, but can't do the simple things. That's what's scary about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They could beat you with the simple things, which is boring, which is a little deceptive to the naked eye, and everyone gets wild into seeing what Kansas City can do and others. Let's talk about those others. Kansas City's going to have some issues this year, and I've been predicting it. I've been called a hater for that. That's fine. All I'm trying to tell you as the weatherman is take your umbrella with you because they are rebuilding that entire offensive line in Kansas City. Releasing 3 starters, Fisher, Schwartz, Reader, all gone, and then still trying to get over the Super Bowl hangover of an appearance, but boy, a beat down. What about the Packers? Look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers saying, are we really scared of the Packers? We already beat them on the road last year. Aaron Rodgers is 7-8 in the playoffs since he's won his Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Rams. Oh, we got our quarterback. Yeah, the same quarterback that never won a playoff game. Oh, let's talk about the Saints. Who is your quarterback? Let's talk about the Seahawks. Who is your quarterback? Russell Wilson over there tripping. Cowboys, bottom 5 NFL scoring defense. Colts, who is your quarterback? Oh, Carson Wentz. Who is Carson Wentz? Buffalo Bills, no rushing game. Guess what that's going to mean to Josh Allen? As much as you continue to grow, more focus on you. The field will shrink on that passing game. The Baltimore Ravens. I'm going through all the playoff teams right here. What are the Baltimore Ravens going to do in terms of consistent playoff success and, more importantly, that passing game? Because we know Lamar Jackson can throw. He led the league in passing touchdowns just a year ago, but something is malfunctioning in that passing game. On this road, as you said, in the race to this destination, the one with the clearest path is actually the one with the best car, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That should strike fear in every opponent.
So I'm going to go somewhere that I'm not as familiar with, so hopefully you can fill in the gaps. Ooh. But it's kind of like when you hear the phrase, and at first to me it was just a colloquial until I became in part what I'm about to say. You know that phrase, the rich get richer?
Yes, I do.
We just throw it around loosely, like, the rich get richer. I never knew what that meant. I had no idea. I was like, the rich get richer. Okay, it's a figure of speech. No. Literally, the rich in our life get richer because when you are rich, you have more access to things that people who aren't as wealthy have access to. See, when you're rich, people invite you to be on boards. They invite you to, I recently got asked to be on a board. And the board, it requires me like being on a call for, 4 hours over the course of a year.
A year?
Like $400,000 or $500,000 worth of like options and stock. I don't have to do anything.
Nope.
Just by being famous or by being rich, you get offered money to be richer. Tom Brady, he is rich, not in money, but he's rich in Super Bowl rings. He's rich in Lombardi trophies. He's rich in Super Bowl MVPs. So he has the luxury of, you know what? I counted 14% of the cap last year, and I won a Super Bowl even though I still counted 14% of the cap, and that's already unheard of. But because I don't really need more money, I'm already rich now in money, I can afford to take pay cuts and allow me to get richer, whereas the guys like Russell Wilson, yeah, he might be famous a little bit. His spouse is also famous a little bit, but they can't touch us and what we do. And so while Russell Wilson and the Patrick Mahomes and the Dak Prescotts, they're distracted by so many other things. Tom Brady is literally the embodiment of society within the NFL. He is the rich getting richer because he doesn't have to worry about other things. His success will lead to more success just by the nature of already previously being successful.
Oh, man, let's talk a little of this in terms of how the rich get richer, how success begets success, and it's so tough. I remember hearing, and I don't know if I shared this with you before, we were doing a little sports psychology seminar.